Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we explore the wonderful world of English vocabulary. Today, our word is assumption. It's a B2 level noun meaning something believed without proof. So, what exactly is an assumption? Well, it's when you believe something is true without having any real evidence to back it up. It's like making a guess, but often we act as if that guess is a fact. In everyday language, we often use assumption when we're talking about things we think are likely but haven't been confirmed. Now, let's look at some synonyms. A close synonym for assumption is presumption. For example, her presumption that she would get the promotion annoyed her colleagues. Another good synonym is supposition. We can say, his supposition about the weather turned out to be correct. Moving on to antonyms, an antonym of assumption is fact. For example, the news presented a fact, not an assumption about the situation. Another antonym is certainty. An example would be, we needed certainty, not an assumption before taking action. So, how can we use assumption in everyday life? Imagine you see someone looking sad and you immediately think they're upset with you. That's an assumption. Or if you see someone carrying a large package, you might make the assumption that it's heavy. We often make assumptions in our daily interactions. For example, I made the assumption that the meeting was at 2 p.m., but it was at 3 p.m. Another example is, it was an assumption on their part, not an actual agreement. Also, we might say, don't make that assumption. Ask first. Now, let's look at a few more examples. His decision was based on a wrong assumption. Or, she arrived late because of a false assumption about the traffic. Finally, that's just an assumption. We need evidence to support it. That's it for today's deep dive into the word assumption. Remember, an assumption is something you believe is true without proof, and while sometimes it might be correct, it's important to be mindful of the difference between an assumption and a fact. Thank you all for tuning into Hello Word. I really appreciate you taking the time to learn with me. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your support helps others find the show, and we'd love to grow our learning community. Also, we encourage you to create your own sentence about assumption and share it as a comment under the video. We can't wait to see what you come up with.